Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are watching Off the Track, and it is time to drop the hammer.
That's super neat, and I think one of the next things that we want to jump into for a segment here on this episode, we all kind of see where you're at now. You know, you're chasing national tour points, you're winning races all along the West Coast and a little bit in the Midwest, and you're really starting to make your journey out there. And I think, you know, for a lot of sprint car drivers, where you're at is a goal, you know, to get out there and race on the road. But where did this journey start for you, and where did you really specifically get started in racing?
Oh man, I would just say, you know, I was just a little kid, and me and my dad went and watched the sprint cars race at Skagit Speedway, and I told him that's what I want to do. And I the way they turn left and right all the way through the corner, you know, I like how they were always turning right. You could see the guys working them, and just as a little kid, I thought that's what I wanted to do. And I always watched my dad go race his stock car, and so eventually, when I was 4 or 5 years old, just started racing quarter midgets, and it just kind of progressed. You know, we raced quarter midgets out of an old school bus, and just kind of always did our own thing, kind of out of a smaller town. We were never really close to any racetracks or anything, but my dad always just made it work, stayed up all night, whatever it took to get to the races, and we raced all around quarter midgets. And then when I was old enough, we got a sprint car, and you know, we just kind of struggled along at that until I was about 16 years old, and then there's a team out of Washington that Vern Ringen owned, and he picked me up and, you know, saw that we had some potential. If we had a little bit of backing, we might be able to do something. And we kind of got a race all over the place there for a couple of years, and that really, you know, got me some experience and got me to see the world, see the racing world, and see that that's really something I wanted to do. And then the economy all fell apart, and that ride kind of went away. And then it was just me and my dad kind of like refinanced the house, bought a race team, and then just grinded and cut our teeth after that, and just tried to do as good as we could and just pick up any opportunity that I could to go drive for people. You know, I messaged a lot of people. I've heard a lot of no's or a lot of like, you know, here's our price. And I just explained, you know, I don't really come with much money. I just got a passion for racing. I'm going to do everything I can to go up front. And, you know, I've been fortunate enough to drive for probably about 10 teams now, and had a lot of fun and met a lot of great people. And, you know, just right now I'm hooked up with Ivan and Jane Warden, and just really loving my life out here on the road and enjoying the fact that I'm not wiring a house somewhere in Washington or California right now.
That's awesome. And we really want to deep dive into kind of different parts of that story. The first one, so when we have guests comes on, call in studio, whatever, we always like to do research on you guys and try to figure some things out. Well, I'm good friends with Hunter Brady. Hunter's helped you out for years throughout the Northwest, and he told me to make sure you elaborate a little bit on that school bus. Was this like just a bus you guys had? What was it like going to the quarter midget races, you know, in this bus?
So this was a bus that, like, one of my dad's good buddies, and like when my dad was racing, this guy was on his crew, and still one of our best family friends. It was his old school bus, and he just kind of let us do whatever we wanted with it. And so we gutted the whole thing out and put a futon couch and a fold down bed, and then like in the front of it, you know, that was the whole front area, and then the back door, we just cut it all out so the whole back door would open, and you just have the thing open. Kind of similar to what McCarthy's got going on at the Chili Bowl, but like way more redneck and like just for quarter midgets. You know what I mean? Like you're talking like my dad had a big mullet, I had a mullet, and we would like roll out with these like American flag quarter midgets. But so he had it all done up like that, and then we went to a nationals one time in Langley, British Columbia, and he let like any kid at the nationals that wanted to sign the bus anywhere they wanted, and let all the kids paint the whole front of it. So it was pretty ridiculous looking by the time we got done with it.
That definitely had to have been a fan favorite rig to show up to the track for sure.
Oh, and one of the best parts was, you know, we'd show up with this bus, couple of grungy guys with mullets, and like, you know, a lot of times we'd show up next to all these $100,000 motorhomes and all these, you know, really nice trailers and stuff, and we'd take a lot of trophies home. It was pretty satisfying.